Okay, welcome back, and today we're going to create another app, but today we're going to focus on using sound. So the kind of thing we're going to do is somewhat along the lines of this, where we've got a nice little app that uses our microphone, allows us to start a recording, stop a recording, listen to it back, and then change the volume using a slider. Okay, so first things first, we're going to create a P5.JS project, however you go about doing that. And we're going to start off with a bunch of variables that we need to go ahead and create. So we'll get rid of all the bits and bobs that it gives us, and we're going to make a bunch here. So we're going to have let mic, we want recorder, we want the sound file that we're going to actually create, we want our volume slider, so I'm going to call it v slider, and we want a boolean, which is going to tell us whether or not we are recording or not. So first things first, in our setup, we're going to set our recording bool to false. So recording bool equals false, and then we're going to create a bunch of buttons. Okay, now we're going to need to have 3 buttons. So we're going to have start button, we're going to have stop button, and we're going to have play button. Now these are just going to hold our data to start our buttons. Now I've already got these created, so I'm going to paste these in. Obviously you can pause the video and have a look at that. So we've got some text that says enable the microphone and click the start button to begin recording. Then we've got our start button, stop button, and our play button. Obviously we are saying that we're going to use the record, stop and play functions. So we're going to have to make function record, which won't do anything for now. We've got function stop, and finally function play, just like that. So those are all 3 bits, and that's the majority of the program pretty much done. It's quite an easy one today. So then what we're going to do is create our slider. So I'm going to say v slider equals create slider, and we're going to put some parameters in there. So we've got 0, we've got 1, 0.1, and 0.1. Essentially what this means is there's going to be a slider between 0 and 1, 0 being no volume, 1 being full volume, and we're going to go up in increments of 0.1. So relatively easy. We're going to set the position, so we're going to say v slider dot position, and that's going to be 20 and 50, and we can have a little look at that. So hopefully it works first time. So we've got our 3 buttons, and we've got our slider that pops up in little increments of 0.1. So now we're going to use that mic variable. So mic equals a new P5 dot sound recorder, like that. So we're going to initialize that class, and then we're going to do recorder equals oh, I've mixed them up. So this is a new P5 sound recorder. I apologize. This is going to be a new P5 dot audio in. There we go. So P5 dot audio in. We've got our recorder, spelled correctly, is a sound recorder, and then we're going to set the input. So we can do recorder dot set input, which is going to pass in that mic object we just created then, and then our sound file equals a new P5 dot sound file, like that. Okay, so that'll allow us to start running our sound and things. So if I run this, we've got a little error there, so let's just get rid of that. P5 dot audio in. So I've got an error here. You might have the same thing. Now what the issue is that we've got P5.js, but what we need to have is P5 sound as well. So I'll post it as a comment, so you can go ahead and take that in, but you can just paste P5 sound. It doesn't come as standard. We'll run that now. There we go. That's working absolutely fine. Doesn't like play, but we can always change that if we need to. So now we're going to do our function for recording. So we're going to say if mic dot enabled, so if they've actually enabled the microphone. Obviously, if they decline it, then we don't want to try and record something when it doesn't exist. And we're going to do recorder dot record. We're going to pass that into sound file, and we're going to set recording bool. At the start, is going to be true. So when I'm recording, I don't want to be able to keep recording. I don't want to be able to play when it's recording, things like that. So then to stop, it's nice and easy. So we can say if we are recording, because we don't want to do that. We don't want to stop something that hasn't started. We'll get a null error. So then we can do recorder dot stop, and then recording bool equals false. That'll stop any errors throwing. And then play, we can just do sound file dot play, which is a lowercase. Get that right. Sound file dot play, and then sound file dot set volume equals brackets v slider dot value, which is a function, and that's going to get the value of the slider. Now, optionally, we can also, if you needed to, which you might not, save sound, the sound file, and I'm going to call it my sound dot wav. It only ports to WAVs and seems to MP3s, like that. So I can run that, see if it works. So I can set that. I can do some recording. I can stop. I can press playback, and we've got an error. So let's have a little look. So it's not liking something we have done. It's likely, if I'm completely honest with you, because I am recording the video and I'm using my microphone. So I'll just pause the recording and check that's all working correctly before I say it's all done. Okay, just a little check. And I did one little minor error, always the case. I forgot to add, I moved it down here to see if that was the issue, so I can move this back now. But I missed mic.start. So it's always good to make sure you're getting it right when you're doing a video. So we've got mic.start there. So now if I run that, it should ask for permission. You see I've got this little red recording symbol, so I can turn the volume up. I can talk there, I can press stop, and then you probably can't hear it playing, but you see it's downloaded that sound file, and that's worked correctly. So there we go. So if you was doing something to check if someone said something correctly, or you wanted to record a song, or whatever you're doing, you can go ahead and do that following this code here. Nice and quick, hopefully. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.